Have you ever read a crime story in the news about a person getting arrested? And as you're reading the list of charges, you think to yourself, wait, there's laws against that? Wait, you can't do that? Wait, that's illegal? I was floored when I learned that in some states, it's illegal to collect rainwater in buckets in your own damn backyard. However, there are some laws that we got used to abiding by, and we just think that they're standard, but they don't make sense to me when I really think about it. Hi guys, I of course am the Legendary SMYLZ, and this is 3 Points. Let's go to Wauchula. Wauchula. These damn words. Let's go to Wauchula, Florida. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. And yeah, I did say Florida, so that should give you an idea about how this is gonna go. Let's go to Wauchula, Florida. I guess I'm pronouncing that right, I'm not really sure. Where Hardee County Sheriff's deputies pulled over a vehicle for a window tint infraction. The deputies said they smelled marijuana when approaching a vehicle, turning the vehicle stop into a drug bust. When the deputies conducted the search, they found small baggies, a scale, medium-sized baggie of weed, a bag containing a clear glass pipe, a baggie of meth, a baggie of cocaine, and a single dollar bill. Big Bank Hank over here. The driver, Alfedo Barcenas? These damn names, man. Alright. The driver, Alfredo, was arrested and charged with possession of marijuana, possession of a controlled substance, possession of cocaine, possession of drug equipment, and cocaine distribution within 1,000 feet of a place of worship. Point number 1. I'm torn between the whole getting pulled over for a window tint infraction thing. On one hand, how bored do the deputies have to be to pull over somebody for tinted windows in Florida? You would think, from all the stuff I heard coming out of Florida, that there would be more appetizing criminal prospects to pursue in the state of Florida, other than some guy with tinted windows. On the other hand, it is Florida, so a guy driving with tinted windows probably is an appetizing criminal suspect. The deputies had to know, right? They didn't just pull over Alfredo just because he had tinted windows. What the deputies did was when they saw the tinted windows, they knew, you know what? I bet you if you pull this guy over, it's going to be a gold mine of criminal activities. It's Florida. And that's the irony of tinted windows. First of all, most people who get tinted windows, they say they do it because they want to be discreet and they don't want people seeing what they're doing inside of the car. But at the same time, they get the flashiest cars with the flashiest modifications. Not only the tinted windows, but they get the spinning rims and the LED lights. It's like, make up your mind. Are you trying to be discreet or are you trying to be the center of attention? They say, people don't need to see what I'm doing in my car, so I'm going to go get tinted windows. The tint is meant for privacy, but also the tint attracts attention. If you get tinted windows, people are going to think you have something to hide. And nosy people are going to want to know what you're trying to hide. So if you get tinted windows, it attracts more attention from nosy people. You actually draw less attention by not having tinted windows. Point number 2. Alfredo was charged with distribution of cocaine within 1,000 feet of a church. We'll get to that. But if Alfredo really was on his way to sell some drugs, I kind of feel bad for Alfredo's client. Alright, look, you know I don't like to judge a book by its cover, and I don't like judging people by their physical appearance. But if anybody knows anything about the good drugs, it's this guy, right? Look at this guy. Look, I don't do drugs, but if I did do drugs, this would be the guy I would buy my drugs from. You can tell he's not in it for the money. He just wants to help people reach another plane of existence. How many drug dealers you know only have $1 single on them? Hey man, I'm a little short. I don't have it all. Don't worry about it, dude. It's cool. Just enjoy the trip. Money is meaningless. But most likely, Alfedo probably had just finished buying drugs, which is where all his money went. And that one single dollar that he had left, that was for the vending machine when he catches the munchies later. Let me remind you, this is this guy's mugshot, and he's smiling. You know why he's smiling? Because he's currently on a different planet. He's smiling because he knows that the physical bars used to imprison his temporal meat sack is futile, because his mind and his spirit are free roaming in the fifth spatial dimension. You think this guy gives a shit what's going on in this physical plane of existence? No, hell no he doesn't. This dude drives around with tinted windows in Florida. Point number 3. There's laws against distributing cocaine within 1,000 feet of worship. There's laws against distributing cocaine within 1,000 feet of worship in Florida? I don't know what's more perplexing, that there are laws against distributing cocaine within 1,000 feet of worship in Florida, or there's places of worship in Florida. If there are places of worship in Florida, it has to be the Church of Bath Salts, right? But honestly, what makes distributing cocaine within 1,000 feet of a place of worship different from distributing cocaine within 1,001 feet of a place of worship? You'd think that distributing cocaine within 1,000 feet of anywhere would be bad. And how did they know that there was a place of worship within 1,000 feet of where they pulled the vehicle over at? Did they see it? Or is it just an extra charge? Because no matter where you are in the state of Florida, there's a place of worship within 1,000 feet. That's just a strange law to me. Florida's just a strange place to me. If distributing coke was wrong, it should be wrong within 1,000 feet of everywhere. You're charged with distributing coke within 1,000 feet of the beach. You're charged of distributing coke within 1,000 feet of the retirement home. You've been charged with distributing coke within 1,000 feet of humanity. What made a place of worship so special that they get a special law of distributing coke within the vicinity of one? And here's an extra point. What the fuck is drug equipment? Alfedo got charged with possession of drug equipment. But what are they referring to? The baggies? The scale? The pipes? Fuck is drug equipment? The only thing that should count as drug equipment are the damn drugs. It shouldn't be illegal to own the scale, because you could use the scale to weigh anything. Ingredients, seasoning salt. It shouldn't be illegal to own the baggies. You could put whatever you want in the baggies. You can use the baggies to donate sperm. Even if it's obvious that crystal pipes are used to take drugs, the crystal pipes themselves shouldn't be illegal unless the drugs is actually inside of the pipe. Like, what if you're a crystal pipe collector and you have no intentions of actually using the crystal pipe to do drugs? Maybe you just collect crystal pipes because you want to open a drug museum one day and you can use that as part of the display. Do pharmacies and hospitals have drug equipment? The f*** is drug equipment? I ask because what if I accidentally have drug equipment in my house and I don't know it? I know people use lighters to light up weed or heroin spoons or whatever, but I also own lighters for emergency candles just in case the electricity goes out during a hurricane. Do I have drug equipment? I know people that use shoebox lids to roll up weed, but I own shoes and I have them in shoe boxes. Do I have drug equipment? I know people that put water in bongs and hookahs, but I also have running water in my house to take baths and showers. Do I have drug equipment? The f*** is drug equipment? My overall point is this. None of this would be a problem if the government just did the right thing and make all drugs legal. Don't misunderstand what I mean. Drugs are bad. Drugs are dangerous. But I don't think a grown-ass man, a grown-ass adult, selling drugs to another grown-ass adult should be illegal in this country. I don't think a grown-ass adult wanting to buy whatever drugs they want from another grown-ass adult should be illegal. I don't think a grown-ass adult partaking in doing drugs should be illegal. I don't think the government has the right to tell a grown-ass adult what they can and can't do with their bodies or money. Yes, drugs are dangerous, and the person taking the drugs runs the risk of overdosing, dying, and destroying their bodies. But if they are well aware of the risks and they still do the drugs anyway, that's on them. At this point in human history, we all know how dangerous drugs are. I wouldn't be surprised that the people doing the drugs are more knowledgeable about how dangerous the drugs can be themselves. But if you still choose to take them anyway, let them take them. Let Darwinism and natural selection take its natural course in human society. I bet most gamblers are well aware of the risks of gambling. Hell, it's 2024, they have to know the risks that they're taking when they're gambling. But if they still choose to gamble anyway, if a grown-ass adult gambles all their life possessions away, that's on them. F*** them. I bet 99.99999% of cigarette smokers know how harmful smoking cigarettes is to their body. Yet, they still go out and they buy cigarettes and they smoke them. If they catch lung cancer, that's on them. F*** them. I know how harmful alcohol is to my body. But guess what I'm doing this weekend? Hell, I'm drunk now. I know what it can do to my liver. I know what it can do to my judgment. But I'm choosing with sound body and mind to take those risks. I agree to the risks of drinking alcohol. So if my liver explodes and I die from alcoholism or liver cirrhosis or something like that, should the brewers and the distillers have to suffer for my decision to drink? As long as I'm not harming anyone else, I don't see a crime. If a person does drugs and all they're doing is harming themselves, there's no crime. Now, if a person gets drunk or high and then they start going out and harming people or stealing and vandalizing property, yes, lock their ass up. But don't lock them up for being drunk or high. Lock them up for harming other people and vandalizing and stealing property. Those are the crimes. And I get that some people have an addictive nature. Some people have a gambling addiction. Some people have a caffeine addiction. Some people have a porn addiction. Some people have a lower tolerance to drugs and alcohol. But why should everyone else have to suffer just because of other people's disposition? I'm all for people protecting people from themselves. I'm all for people helping to protect other people, but it should come organic from the heart. You know, a kind citizen, a family and friend support system, something like that, something organic. I'm against the government writing laws to force people to protect themselves from themselves. That's not the government's business. That just gives the government another excuse to f with people and waste their time and their money. And I, of course, am the Legendary SMYLZ, and this has been 3 Points.